PlayStation's gone and done it again. Sony is pulling some shit that could seriously damage the industry. And it's bad news for gamers. So let's get into it.
We're on a mission from God.
Before we do get into it, welcome to the channel. If you like what you see here, hit the bell and subscribe so you can be notified anytime I drop a new video. We're trying to hit 100 subscribers and it really helps out the channel. So is Sony damaging gaming? 110% in my opinion, yes they are. Earlier last week, Sony released a blog post regarding Horizon Zero Dawn and the upgrade pass that would be available and what additions you would need to buy for the PS4 and/or 5 to have dual entitlement. If you're not familiar with dual entitlement, you're not alone, don't worry. It's a new phrase being coined by PlayStation. It basically means that you're entitled to both versions, meaning the PS4 and the PS5. This is an absolutely disgraceful move by PlayStation, trying to double their revenue by adding more paywalls, making it more difficult and more expensive to purchase the games that we want to play. So, how are they charging us more? Gamers who want to start playing Horizon Forbidden West on PS4 will have to buy the more expensive versions of the game that offer digital copies for both consoles. Those packages are priced at $79.99 for the Digital Deluxe Edition, $199.99 for the Collector's Edition, and $259.99 for the Regala Edition. Otherwise, you can get the PS4 Standard Edition for $59.99 and buy an entirely new PS5 copy of the game later at its full price of $69.99. There are no plans for an upgrade in the future, according to the support page for Horizon Forbidden West. So as you can imagine, when that was released, it sent the internet into a bit of a whirl and it went down like a fucking lead balloon. Even hardcore Sony fans were gnashing their teeth on this one, which is understandable when last year in 2020, Ryan promised that there would be a free upgrade path. That they even tried to pull this shit is absolutely fucking disgraceful. However, the following day, they released this statement. Last year, we made a commitment to deliver free upgrades for our cross-gen launch titles, which included Horizon Forbidden West. While the pandemic's profound impact pushed Forbidden West out of the launch window we initially envisioned, we will stand by our offer. Players who purchase Horizon Forbidden West on PlayStation 4 will be able to upgrade to the PlayStation 5 version for free. They also released another blog post outlining what they would be doing with future next-gen titles, which all amounts to basically charging an extra $10 per game. Now let's be clear, PlayStation makes great games. They make fantastic games, with titles like God of War, Spider-Man, Last of Us 1 and 2, Demon's Souls, Ghost of Tsushima, and the Horizon series. And there's plenty of other titles that are top tier on PlayStation, and with that kind of catalogue, you can understand why they would think it's a good idea just based on that they can raise the pricing of their games. But the thing is, they're not the only developer in the industry, and when you look at what Xbox is doing with their services, like Game Pass, it doesn't seem like it's the greatest idea to go and bump the prices when Xbox has got a slew of games coming out in 2022 and going into 2023, which they've announced and everyone actually knows about, as opposed to PlayStation's God of War and Horizon Forbidden West. That's all they've announced. They haven't really announced anything else. But the issue that I have with this is third-party developers are watching all of this and sitting around making decisions based on what PlayStation's doing. Publishers like EA and Activision have jumped on board with the $70 price tag. So this year, Battlefield and the new Call of Duty Vanguard will be getting charged at $70 for Xbox Series X and for the PlayStation 5, which is fucked. What? Because we're still in the cross-gen phase of these consoles, which means that we really aren't getting full next-gen release titles at the moment. So we're basically paying for the promise of full next-gen that we don't actually have yet. That, coupled with the fact that Xbox is releasing their first-party titles day and date for free on Game Pass, this is probably one of the stupidest fucking business decisions I've ever seen from any company. And worse is that you've got other developers jumping on board thinking that it's a good idea. I mean, like, are these guys fucking stupid? Can they not see what's going on here? But there's still Sony fanboys out there defending this decision, saying, well, it's because we've got games. But what, you're charging for features. Nowhere else in the industry do people charge for features. You don't get charged on PC because you've got a better graphics card. You don't get charged on PC because you've got a better keyboard. This is what Sony's doing. They're charging you for the use of their haptic feedback and for graphics. That's just out of control, ridiculous. Those features were advertised with the console, and you bought the console. You paid money for that console, and now you've got to pay another tax to use the features on the console that you already bought. I can't see how people are so stupid that they are defending Sony for rorting them and taking more money for things that just aren't chargeable anywhere else in the industry. Like, it's just crazy that people will defend this because they love their piece of plastic. You guys are being bent over. Look, and don't get me wrong, look, I'm buying these games. I can afford it. I can afford to buy these games. There's people out there who cannot afford these price increases, and they're now being put behind a paywall and they're being punished for brand loyalty. Like, what company has a loyalty program where they charge you more for being loyal? Don't get me wrong, I'm no business major, but I'm pretty fucking sure that's a bad business plan. But then we got to ask ourselves, why are they doing it? I mean, are they short on cash? Are they trying to ramp up their studios to compete with Microsoft? Like, why this price increase? They're a profitable company. Are there other parts of the company that are failing that the gaming side needs to prop up? And if that's the case, then the money's not going back into the gaming side, so we're not seeing any benefit for an extra $10 a game. I mean, if you buy 5 games over the year, which I'd say would be a fairly reasonable thing to assume, that's an extra $50 a year that you're paying. Doesn't sound like much, but $50 is $50. If you go on an average sales for a Sony game and you add that $10 on, they're making an extra $100 million per game. Are you telling me that the cost of development has gone up $100 million per game? What are we getting for that $100 million?
$100 billion.
If they're paying their devs extra money to retain their staff, then that makes sense to me. If that's what they're doing, then great, that's fantastic. But I don't think that's the kind of thing that Sony does. I think they pocket the money and add that to their bottom line. And that's not for the players, is it? That's for the payers. Anyway, I just wanted to have a bit of a rant about that because it's been pissing me off for quite some time. If you're still with me, I really appreciate you guys watching and listening. I've just set up my new studio, so I should be able to pump out videos a lot quicker and with better quality. So if you like the content, please subscribe to the channel, leave a like and a comment down below. What do you think? Do you think that PlayStation is rorting consumers, or do you think this is a completely fair move, tacking on an extra $10, which equates to about $100 million per game? For all your gaming news and views, don't forget, keep it locked to risk it for the biscuit.